In the spring of 7th grade, I joined Mr. Cotton's creative writing class. I was the only 7th grader in the course, and there were only 7 other people who had joined. All different from me, all older than me, and quite frankly, I was scared to stand out as a kid who knew nothing. However, my fears were quickly assuaged when I was given my first assignment. Write. That's all it was. Words on a piece of paper that were somehow cohesive. And from there, I formed my first sentence. Not that I hadn't been forming them before, but now I knew what to say. In that class, I made the most memorable connections I might ever make. Those people became my family. Nobody realized it then, but that class had saved my life. In fact, it gave me my life. Before, I had no idea what my passion was. My pitch was too flat to be a singer, and my math couldn't get past 5th grade level. But after taking that class, I knew. I was going to be a writer. More specifically, a poet. After taking that class, I could see poetry in just about anything. There was something so beautiful in the world when you made it more than just visuals. I learned that poetry is not only an art form, but it is truly the metronome of the heart. Poetry goes back thousands of years. It's how we communicate. Famous pieces of literature like the Iliad or the Odyssey made an impact on Greek and Roman cultures and continue to impact the world today. And those pieces were only the start. Poetry has helped people through every event, helping people cope with the world around us. Wars, discrimination, indifference. Poetry has always been a tool for the people. And giving people a voice to express themselves only ever made the rest of us listen. It's an art form that has no set of rules. A poem is a poem. Sharing and passing down stories and ideas gave us culture. It helped us understand the world. Writing about the beautiful, the horrific, the amazing gave us perspective. However, in recent years, we as a whole have stopped trying to explain our words. We have stopped trying to show art in the world. Poetry was once an outlook for people to learn about love and life and loss and feeling, but we skim over it today as some Shakespearean idea. Nothing more than just another English assignment. Students today especially only see this form of creativity as more work. Assignment after assignment, poetry is just more words added on to that endless pile of work. But when students realize that it's not just for the classroom, it's for the well-being of us humans, it is seen as a therapy. A paper from the University of Minnesota says that creative writing helps students develop and understand their identity. And it's true. Without poetry, I probably wouldn't have the courage to do the TEDx program in the first place. I wouldn't have the faith in my writing that I do today. And it's not that you must be an amazing poet to be a good writer, or you must be a good writer to be a smart person. It's that you must try to think creatively to truly understand the world around you. An example of this is the book, I Never Saw Another Butterfly, a collection of artwork and poems from the children in the Terezin concentration camp. You see, these children did not know that their work would be published, but they did know that their chances of survival grew slimmer every single day. And yet, they wrote, they drew, they created, they used their world, hopeless as it was, and they gave it life. Now, that leaves you with the question, well, why would I write? And to that, I can only provide one answer. We write because we are alive. And to write means we see art in the world around us. Poetry helps your communication skills, your empathy, your memory, and even more. Mary Oliver, a famous poet, said that poetry is a life-cherishing force. For poems are not words, after all, but fires for the cold, ropes let down to the lost, something as necessary as bread in the pockets of the hungry. Poetry is for our youth. It's for our elders. It's for our women and our men. It's everywhere we are. And if we do not embrace it, we will never truly live. I remember my first poem I wrote in 6th grade, a terrible little rhyme about Edward Scissorhands. And though it was a pitiful piece, I was so proud to be its author. And I kept writing. I wrote during that summer and during 7th grade, and when I finally joined Mr. Cotton's creative writing class, I knew I was never going to stop creating, because it never does stop. Once you start writing, reading, and trying to understand poetry, you can truly excite all your other senses. By embracing it in our everyday world, we can change our confidence. We can change our lives. Poetry will change your life. Thank you.